Hey girl, hey, it is time to talk business. Yes, yes, back again. Excited to talk about it. Now, what I'm getting ready to say, the tips I'm giving is not only coming from me assisting, helping, coaching, consulting, mentoring other women in business, including Black women. Yes, yes. But this also comes from my own personal experience, having been an entrepreneur my entire adult life. So it's been 27 years now that I have been an entrepreneur, 27 years straight. 11 of those years have been online. And I've absolutely loved it. The type of life that I live is not like anybody else's. It's very abnormal, and I love abnormal. I love it. And maybe you're considering being a little abnormal too. So, welcome. Get on in here. Now, I also have to leave this disclaimer. I am not a tax professional. I'm not professional legal advice. Go seek those things out if that is what you need. Okay. This is for educational and entertainment purposes, according to what YouTube says I have to say. All right. So let's get into this. Your business, right? Hopefully, you have already gone through my New Beginnings course. It's a program to help you to do exactly what the widow did in Second Kings. She was in a bind. She was in a bind, and maybe you are too. Okay. And in her bind, she needed a way to make more money in order to get out the bind. She needed a way to have some money. And she was led by God, right? She went to a man of God and he told her, hey, this is what you need to do. And long story short, she needed to go start a business out of her home-based business. And when she did that, not only did she make enough money to get out of her bind and get out of her debt, that wasn't even her fault, but she was also able to make so much money that even once the debt was paid, she and her family were able to live off the rest for the rest of their lives. Amazing. Okay. And this is what I love to help women with, to understand that we are empowered with God's grace and also his power to get wealth. And it is time for us to step up and tap in to those things. Okay. So when you're doing this, um, there are important steps that I believe need to be taken care of from the beginning, that a lot of other, these gurus and stuff out here are telling you is not important or not necessary. And I strongly disagree. So before I jump all the way in, share with me, like, what's your status right now in terms of where you are in your business? What are you looking to do? Do you already have your oil? If not, make sure that you have taken my New Beginnings experience, because it's more than just a course, child. It is an experience. Experience. Okay. You will be able to experience the joy and the ease of being able to create your business in a very spirit-led way. New Beginnings is the first major step. It's the first phase of our journey together, where I'm going to show you how to let the spirit lead you into first figuring out, let me get clear on what I need to focus on right now and what my oil is, because a lot of times we women, especially Black women, we overlook things about ourselves. We get so overlooked and undervalued that sometimes we start to do it to ourselves. And I really don't want that for you. So there's a way for you to be able to do that. So you have to check the link in the description for that. Anyway, some important practical elements of business that you need to have. Let's start with the fact that you need to structure your business, shall we? Okay. Like, hello. Hell. I made a good cup today. That's delicious. All right. So when it comes to structuring your business, this is for several reasons. It's for tax reasons, it's for legal reasons, and it just really helps to protect you. I recommend, right, from my experience, right? I'm not telling you this is the end all be all. But from my experience, what has been really great is forming an LLC. Okay. So maybe you're like me and your entire family works from home online in some capacity, right? So it's me, my husband, my adult daughter, and my adult son. So it's been such a blessing to be able to do that. Maybe it's just you and your spouse. Maybe it's just you. So what do? Well, I'm going to give you a little bonus tip. So make sure you listen closely to what I'm about to say. When it comes to an LLC, make sure that you get one. Do not go into business. Do not, do not, do not. I would not recommend anybody go into business as a sole proprietor. No protections. You don't get excuse me. You don't get any protections, child. That's how much I'm against it, child. I'm coughing. Excuse me. Mm. So yeah, child. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And even though there have been some banks that will allow you to get a business credit card as a sole proprietor, that's all well and good. That's all very nice. But you get so much more from having an LLC. Okay. So I don't put it out there. What you do with it is up to you. Now, when it comes to the LLC, what the heck are you supposed to do? Where do you go? What do you do? So I am in love with having an LLC that is anonymous. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. An anonymous LLC. Now, why do I like that so much? A lot of reasons. But again, for the legal protections, so that you're not hounded and bombarded with like calls and things. You get yourself a registered agent, and you can use the registered agent in order to file for your LLC and get that. Now, where do you go for the LLC? Right? Where and how? So I recommend, especially if you're going to do an anonymous LLC, there are, I think there are 4 states that you can do it in, because I think New Mexico is fairly new, if I'm not mistaken. And then you also have this lovely state that I'm in, Nevada, and you have Delaware and you have Wyoming. Okay. All of those are very simple to file. But even though an LLC is an LLC is an LLC, the cost is going to be different. So I think Delaware is the most expensive one, where it could be several $100s. I have filed for an anonymous LLC in Nevada before. I think that one all added up to around 400 and something, 435 or something like that. But my favorite is Wyoming, because that was only like one something. All right. So the next thing is you need to get your EIN. And come on, child. This is so easy to get, child. I don't know why, child. People ain't doing this, child. But all you have to do is go to irs.gov. Like, you do not have to pay a company to help you get your EIN. It's free on irs.gov. You go there, or better yet, go Google, how do I get my EIN on irs.gov? And that'll take you directly to the EIN page. And when you do that, you just fill out the information. Okay. And I probably need to do a video about the different, what is it? The NACI, what is it? Yeah, I should probably do some additional videos talking about the NAICS codes too, because that's also really important for when you're structuring your business, and also when you go to get business funding and get business credit cards and things like that. So really important. But yeah, you want to get your EIN and it's simple to go fill out the form. You get it immediately. Make sure that you do it during the times that it's available, because I think you can't do it on the weekends, and you can't do it after 7 p.m. Eastern during the week. So make sure that you get your EIN as soon as you possibly can. So I think a lot of times, because we don't know much about business, entrepreneurship, wealth, in Black communities, wealth is not a typical thing that gets talked about. Right. And neither is entrepreneurship. Even today, when I go and hang around family, and they're like, "Oh, what you doing these days?" I'm like, "I'm still an entrepreneur. I'm still in business for myself." Uh, like, they don't know what else to say to me because they're used to talking about their jobs and their boss and their coworkers, and I'm like, "Nope." So with that, when you go and you file for those, make sure you have the proper information uh, with you to be able to fill everything out the way that you're supposed to. If you need help or assistance with that, a lot of times, I think we've used a registered agent organization or firm or whatever, where they could also handle those things for you for an extra fee. But again, those types of things are things that you could file yourself. But if you're not familiar with the law, or it makes you nervous and you don't want to mess up, then yeah, you could have a company do it for you. Make sure it's legit. You could ask a business attorney for advice on how to go about doing these things. But it really only takes a few minutes. It takes like 5 minutes or less for you to get your EIN for free on your own. And it will take, I don't know, maybe a good 10 to 20 minutes tops to file for your LLC and have a registered LLC in that state. It does not matter whether or not you live in the state that you're getting your LLC in. Doesn't matter at all. Okay. It's just that you'll file it a little bit differently. I think you'll be a foreign resident or something like that. I forget, but it's not important. It's not that big of a deal. So, you have that, and the next thing that I would recommend is, now that you have your EIN, you have your LLC, girl, if you don't go open up that business bank account, you go open up that business bank account. Because what in the world are you doing if you don't? What are you doing? The good old saying that everybody says, well, it's true. You do not want to mix your personal money with your business money. Don't do that. It will be confusing. It will be a red flag when it comes to your bookkeeping. If you're mixing things all up, and you're not very organized with your finances in your business, you may possibly get audited for things. So, like, just don't bother mixing it up. It feels so much better. Like, you have so much more relief when you just do it right. Just do things the right way. Like, hello. Okay. So, when you go and get your business bank account, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. I mean, you could do it like we used to do and go into a branch and open up an account that way if you want to. There's some benefits to that. I just am like, I don't feel like leaving my house. So I go and look for other ways that I can open up the accounts. There's so many different types of banks. Which one is the best is really um up to you. That's your choice to make in terms of what's the best bank for you. But I can name a few. So let's see here. All right. One of my personal favorites is Novo. And I like Novo because it's a strictly online bank. It's very easy to open. You just need the paperwork that I told you about, and voila, open. You can put employees on there, have your payroll, what have you. It's very simple to utilize. Now, if you don't want a strictly online bank, then I got some other ones for you. But while we're on the subject of strictly online banks, let me see, what's another one? Grasshopper was surprisingly good. Um, I only had them for maybe about a year or two, but I never had any problems or issues with Grasshopper. And I don't know why that was a surprise. Probably because I had never heard of them before. And I was like, Grasshopper, why did they name their bank Grasshopper? But it turned out to be really nice. Um, Now you also have banks uh, like I said, this not strictly online, but they're also amazing. You have PNC Bank is really, really good. US Bank is really, really good, especially in terms of being able to have Zelle for business with those two. I know for sure you can do it with those two. I believe you can also do it with some of the bigger banks, right? Maybe you want to focus on a bigger bank, or maybe you already have a bank relationship with one of these bigger banks like Chase. I love Chase. I love Chase. I still haven't opened up a business bank account with them yet. Any bank account with them yet. I'm gonna. And I'm actually gonna tell you why I haven't done it yet. It's actually a strategy. So hold on. But yeah, when it comes to those bigger banks, they're it's great for you to develop a relationship with them. I kind of did it a little bit backwards. So at least it's good to know it's okay, even if you do it backwards like me. So like I said, I'm gonna share that with you in a sec. So but yeah, if you go and you open up an account, those are great to use. But when it comes to the bigger businesses, I like the strategy that I went about doing, which is don't open those accounts yet, because there are some hidden secrets about those banks and about some perks that you can get if you don't open it up yet, right? So your very first initial business bank account can probably be one of those online ones. It could be um, uh, if you want to be able to use Zelle, like maybe you're going to be selling something high ticket and you want people to Zelle it to you, that way you don't have to worry about like chargebacks and all that kind of stuff, then sure, US Bank or PNC Bank is totally cool. And then you also have uh, if you're not going to be using Zelle, then it doesn't really matter. You can use like Grasshopper or Novo. And again, I really like Novo. They have great reporting to kind of show you like what's going on in your business and your expenses categorized and like all of that stuff. So, and it's colorful and cute. So I like that too. Another thing, you can um, very easily lock and unlock your debit cards. And I mean, you could do that with things like a PayPal debit card and stuff too, and even some of your bank cards let you do that. But I love those things about Novo. And there's other features of Novo that I don't even use, like invoicing and stuff like that. Great to use, but I don't need them because I've already used something else. So that's fine. Now, the next thing that I would consider getting started with and opening up is your Stripe account. Because now that you have your bank account, it's time to fill it up with money. So you got to think about, okay, what is the tool that I'm going to use to collect money from others so that I can pour it into my bank account? I love Stripe. I've never had a problem with Stripe. As a matter of fact, in all of my years online, I've used Stripe. And again, that's been 11 years. And out of that entire time, do you know I've only had one chargeback, one, and that chargeback was for a $7 product. Jail. Come on. And then on top of that, I won. I won the dispute. Cheers. Okay. um, and I won the dispute because of preparation, organization. Okay. And I can talk about that in another video of the importance of that. You got to stay on your P's and Q's when it comes to having your business. You got to be on top of stuff and you got to be able to track and save and have a good record of what's happening in your business. Because when that person came along talking about, I'm disputing because I didn't authorize this. And I'm like, oh, yes, you did. And I had proof. I had the receipts, honey. So because of that, I won the dispute. And nobody has ever disputed me since then. I think what happened was this person probably purchased something and was excited to get it. They logged in, I had proof of that with their IP address and everything. Okay. They went through some of the digital product that they purchased from me and then turned around and said, I'm going to dispute because of my policy, I guess, because I have a policy that because my products are digital, I cannot give you a refund. I'm just not doing it. And now I know some people do, and in some cases I have policies where there's a 30-day money back guarantee. In some cases, if it's less than a certain amount, like $7, right? I'm not going through all the trouble of doing a refund. You know whether or not you want this, you know whether or not you got $7, you know what I'm saying? So with those types of things, I'm like, no. But the main reason why I don't do that is because when a person pays, they're paying for access. And see, the minute they pay, they immediately get access inside. They paid for the access. So I get the money in exchange for you getting the access. For you to ask me for the money back, I can't take back the fact that you saw what was inside and that you had access to it. I don't know if you screenshotted all my stuff. I don't know if you screen recorded all of my stuff. I don't know if you took it and tried to make it your own or tried to sell it to other people. I have no idea. And so because of that, I'm not giving refunds for that stuff. Okay. So that's just my policy. And that brings me to the next thing. Set up a policy. Set up your terms and conditions and a policy as to how your business runs. Because these types of things will happen where, somebody has a question about how things work in your business before they purchase, or they purchase and then, they do what's called friendly fraud or chargeback fraud, where they pay just long enough to be able to get the access for the things that they want, and then they go and they charge it back, and give reasons like, oh, I didn't authorize that, or I never used it, or whatever. Which is another reason why you need to have a way to do the next thing, which is have a record of what is going on with you, between you and your customers in your business, right? Now, I'm not saying to invade anybody's privacy. I'm talking about things like if you're selling a course, that you have a way to be able to record, hey, this is the person's information. This is their IP address, so I know it was them. I have a way to know when they logged in, how often they logged in, dates and times they logged in, how much progress they made through the course. All of that is extremely important because, again, you have to know how to protect yourself as a business owner, right? The same way that there are protections in place for consumers, you need to make sure you have protections in place for you. It's only fair. So yeah, I keep track of all of that. Cause you ain't getting me. Okay. You ain't getting me. Yeah, these are some things that I really don't know why doesn't get talked about initially. I hear a lot of people talk about mindset, and that's great because I also talk about mindset. But in addition to mindset, I think the difference for me is the fact that when I'm talking about mindset, I then help to make the connection between it going from your mind into your business and your life. So it's practical, it's applied in a practical way. And I do the same thing with the word. I don't understand the the excitement or popularity that revolves around, ooh, I memorized Bible verses. Okay, good. But you're not using them. It's like the people that's like, yes, I just bought a Porsche, and they never drive it. It just sits there for you to look at. Like, what is the point of that? Just to say you got it? Okay, great. But do you want to use it to benefit you at all? Like, hello. So that's really important. And I hope that you take these things and kind of walk away with it with a sense of, oh, this makes sense. Because again, not only is God not a God of confusion, but he is definitely a God of order and of preparation. I mean, hello, Joseph was able to interpret Pharaoh's dreams through the Lord. Hey, we're going to need to get prepared, okay? For those 7 years of, before the 7 years of famine come, we need to start setting some things aside. Prepare, prepare, prepare. So that's all I'm saying. I ain't telling you nothing that is not aligned with the word. I'm really not. So just keep these things in mind. And listen, I would be very honored to work with you if that's something that you want to do. And I work with people in different ways. And you may not, what I'm about to share, you might not have even heard. So, one of my most common ways that people do understand and know about is through my one on one coaching. I do not take a lot of people because it takes a lot of time, and I pour myself into my coaching clients. And so I can only take so many. Right now, I have two, and I maybe have space for maybe three more. Honestly, just two. But I might be able to do three more. And that's it until further notice. So I have that. But what I really, really love is the fact that I've made it possible for you to borrow my tech team and let them make everything for you. I know. It's so exciting. I feel so blessed to be living in a time where, we have this amazing technology to be able to use. I feel like it just further enhances the ways that God can bless us. The fact that, if you're like me, if you're near my age, I was born in 1980. So when I was a teenager, that's when the internet was really starting to pop off, and having your home computers and having your gaming consoles and all those things. And now fast forward to today, there are 15-year-olds playing video games, getting paid $300,000 a year. There are there are people using the internet on this very platform on YouTube, making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions per month. And I love that for them, and I'm gonna love it for me. And not just because of the money. It really, for me, it's not that money is the focus. The focus for me is focusing on the Lord and looking at all the vast areas of life that Jesus is in the center of. When you make him the center, through him all things consist. All things are held together. And so, why wouldn't you want him to hold together your life? Especially if you're like me and you're going down this unknown road of entrepreneurship, right? Like, it just makes sense to put him in the center. And when you do, right, when you seek ye first the kingdom of God, and if you don't know what that is, turn to Romans 14:17. Okay, because the kingdom of God, the word says, not Val, the word says that the kingdom of God is peace, joy, and righteousness. His righteousness, right? In the spirit. Oh. So the more time that I spend with the Holy Spirit and allowing the Spirit to lead me, allowing the Spirit to teach me and show me, oh, you really are a witness to the Savior, right? You are a witness to Christ, and bring things of Christ to my remembrance. right? And teach me all things, all, not just all spiritual things, all things. And that includes teach me how to run this business effectively. So that's what I really love about this whole thing. And Cheryl, look, if that's what you've been looking for, that's what I'm here for, to provide. So yeah, you could work with me one-on-one. But for those of you that are like, I really don't have the time to learn all of this stuff. I want to save time. I do have a little money set aside. So I'd rather pay the money up front to have the business built for me. Right? It's like, do you want to build your house or do you want to pay for the construction to have it built? It's like that. So I'm excited for that. And then if you're not even sure yet what kind of business that you would build, that's what the New Beginnings experience is for. It's to help you to find out what's going to be best for you. What's included in there is not only a biblical blueprint on the steps that you need to take, but it is also, there's also a New Beginnings Navigator, where this is a custom built interactive guide that is going to help you to figure out, what's your oil, if you will. What are the skills, talents, experiences, God-given gifts inside of you that you can use in order to create a business from and earn some income from? And then it will give you some ideas if you don't know. Based on what your oil is, here are a few ideas for you. It gives you about 3 to 5 different ideas, because God is a God of abundance and a God of choices. He will let you choose. And so you'll have a choice. And then you'll also be able to walk away with a 7-day sprint, a 7-day plan on what to do so you can get started this week getting things together. At that point, you can decide, you know what, I'm ready to start building this up myself, or building it up with a little help from Val, or here, I know what I want to build, but I don't know all this tech stuff, Chad. You say Stripe and integrations and automations and workflows and funnels and all. I don't know how to do all that. Good. You don't have to spend decades trying to figure out how to do all of this stuff on your own and then still not be sure whether or not you got it right. So instead, go ahead. You can borrow my professionals and use my tech experts to help build your stuff for you. And then you can just take that. Now you got a fully built business, and then all you got to do is run it. Easy peasy. Okay. So thank you so much for hanging with me today. Really had a lot of fun with you. We're going to have to do this again. Some more. What do I call it? Coffee and Kiki. And then when I have tea, it's tea and Kiki. Or should I say coffee and conversations? You like coffee and conversations or coffee and Kiki? Let me know in the comments, Cheryl. We're going to have a series. But I have really enjoyed hanging out with you today. So make sure you check the links that I have provided for you in my description box for more resources to be able to help you along your journey. And also make sure you like, subscribe, share, and definitely click the bell for notifications. I'm doing my best to go live. I am doing my best to upload a video every single day. I've had technical difficulties a couple of times so far. That's why I say I'm doing my best. But I've purchased some things recently to kind of help fix that problem. So here we go. Here we go. And then on top of that, I have several channels and I don't know the frequency that I'm going to put other things on those other channels, but that's all another thing, child. But yeah, get these things in place before you go out here and do all the other stuff. To me, the marketing and the sales part is pretty simple. The creation of the business offer itself is pretty simple. These things, these beginning steps are pretty simple. I just don't know why people are not telling you to prepare your business, set your business up for success. Get yourself ready to start collecting that cash, because you're going to get the sales, especially if you allow yourself to be spirit led. Why wouldn't you start preparing for that? Get prepared to receive the blessing. Hello.